Hello. You divine, infinite humans. You are all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. You are divine, infinite love, divine, infinite source. Greetings. So much is happening. I'm going to make a transmission also in Italian because the people here in Italy have been asking me to. I'm very limited because my computer's down, but I want you to know I'm doing this for myself. I can't write it. When I talk to people, information comes through me, and I can't talk to anyone, so I'm talking to you via the internet, which we will talk about in a minute. But I'm putting together all the pieces, and I'm learning more and more that I have to rely on myself, just as you have to rely on yourself to make sense of this all, to weed through the many layers, and to put all the puzzle pieces together, because there's so much going on here. And as always, remember the truth. You are a divine, infinite human. You are so powerful. You do have the ability to find the truth if you just keep asking for it, asking for help from above, from within, because you are God. God is inside of you and everything, and there is unity in this. And as each one of us pushes through and comes through to the truth, because we are all God, because we are all unified, we all learn. As each of us pushes through the darkness, we help the other, like the 100th monkey syndrome. So, where am I at? Truth. Love is the most powerful unifying force that exists in existence. Love is the ultimate truth. And you are love. You are divine love, divine source. Truth. I think everyone can agree, at least everyone I've polled all over the planet when I did my esoteric tours in Florence, no matter where they were from, they agreed the planet is royally messed up. There's a lot of problems. Nobody knows agrees perhaps on how to fix them, and nobody actually knows all the reason why nothing ever seems to really heal or purge or get fixed. In fact, it just seems to get worse. I think most people that resonates, okay? And this is just check inside yourself and see if it resonates. Then 3, I think many people are beginning to see that things are not always as they seem. The surface, the superficial, the surface story, narrative that is given, there's holes in it, okay? Even if you're at the beginner awakening level, this whole thing, and this is the good thing about this is that it's causing pause, people to stop and to think and to question. You know, I've seen some of the most conservative friends I've had on Facebook, who I love. I'm there for my past. I love them dearly, and believe me, discernment is not judgment, okay? I am very discerning, but I'm not judging. And judging means withholding love and being critical of another person for not thinking the way you do. I am discerning, which means I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on without judgment against anyone or anything. So I've seen some of the most conservative people I say, wait a minute, how are we going to contain this virus if it is, you know, a contagious virus? What are we doing? You know, questioning the narrative that's running in mass media, which you have been. The good thing about mind control, mind brainwashing, is that after the initial onslaught of it, it tends to lose its potency as people begin to see that a lot of what they've been saying is not really happening. They're not verifying it in the real world. And I've always said, and I did a video on this, that in order to find out the truth, you need to sit with things. You need to get your own take internally on it. That's how I get it. I get my cosmic downloads, I call them. And then I look for verification in the physical world. And sometimes it usually takes time for the truth, but the truth does emerge. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you what I have experienced. This is fact, eye to eye, what I have witnessed, and which is important because we can't leave. We are all under house arrest. Here in Italy, you have to stay home, risk of €3,000 fine, which is about $3,200, and or possibly imprisonment. So people are doing that. They're respecting that. So I have been able to get out legally. So if anyone's listening to this, I'm not doing anything that's illegal. I have permission. So, and that's all you need to know about that. But I have gone out and looked around. Now, I have not seen U.S. troops. Although I have been told by someone that they landed in Palermo. I have not seen arrests or cabal, whatever you call mafioso people being arrested or running around. But what I have seen, the first time I went out a week ago, I saw these trucks that have the expandable ladders for installation. I saw that about 10 days ago. Today I made the same run and I saw over 20 high towers, and someone called them moon towers on Facebook, which I thought was really interesting. If you Google them, and I put some pictures on the YouTube and on the Facebook at great risk because I've been locked down on there. I'm just getting free, so I really am. I feel like it's better to expose less to the few people that really want to hear rather than red pill shove it down people's throats, because it is very. I just put that on my own thread and people got very upset about it. But anyway, they're 5G towers. He called it a moon tower. He said we have them in Texas, which is interesting because if you are a starseed or if you're an awakened one, you do understand the moon matrix and the Saturn matrix configuration. And now he's saying we have these moon towers that have been positioned all over Sicily. Now, I moved down here because I knew they had installed secretly 5G in Florence. And I knew I was going to get very, very sick if I stayed there because they also removed all the trees and vegetation. And now thank God I got out of there because I was in a little one dark bedroom apartment, and I could only walk Kiki out in the stone prison of the Florence, which is a great city when you can get out and do things, but it's not a good place to live if you can't get out of your house. And the only place I went every day was to the dog park, and my friends were the trees and the grass, and I said, I've got to get to nature. So I moved down here to Sicily, and I also thought I would get away from the 5G, at least for a while, because Sicilians, as someone pointed out on the thread yesterday, that what I saw was impossible, and it would be to any Sicilian, because it takes years for anything to happen. If you look up here, oh, there's a person. Those are telephone poles. Okay, that's the highest technology they have in there. And you know what they are? If you look up there, they're glass, those old-fashioned bell jars. That is the telephone system. If I had my electricity go out, and it takes them all day to even get it turned back on. I mean, it's very, very backwards, which is not convenient, but I thought, well, if they have to install these 5G towers, it's going to take them forever. 20 were installed in a span of a week, a little bit more than a week, because that's how many times I make my medical trip. Once a week. I was a little bit late this time doing it, so they had more than a week. They're huge ones. They have a video of them. They are around. I mean, that is a miracle that they were even installed. And this person was right. She brought up but I saw them with my eyes. I photographed them. And so I have also been experiencing, not the CV whatever symptoms, but I've been experiencing very terrible headache in the center of my brain for about a week, feeling very, very tired, and all of my old infections, my old diseases, my old patterns, which I have worked very hard to rid myself of, and I thought I was finished with them, were brought back up to the surface. So, yes, I listened to my old spiritual teacher and, many other people, and yes, I do believe, and I've said this, we can go above, vibrate higher than the 5G death ray or whatever you want to call it. I do believe that, but it is going to take work. I mean, I'm standing here saying I've had to even deeper into my shadows and bring them up, because whenever you are attacked and bombarded by something that taxes your health, and your health is a symbol of deeper underlying issues in trauma in your body, you have to do the work, which is a good thing, okay? I've always said embrace the dark side, transmute it, all right? Now I want to come back to that in a minute, but I want to talk a little bit about this QAnon thing. As I said before, I felt, and I'll say it right now, I don't see Trump as the savior, and I don't see him as someone that I believe is going to save me. I don't believe Jesus Christ is going to save me either. I believe in the Christ very much, and I believe it is the cosmic Christ energy that is now being made readily available. We are getting so much help. It is becoming so easy for us to step into our Christ of light body. And I think Trump has his own motives. Like I said, wolf in a sheep's skin. Yet, I really want to say this, and I believe this, and I had it confirmed yesterday by someone else, and it resonated, that this white hat QAnon movement is a very positive thing. I do think they are clearing out a lot of the human trafficking, the satanic, the satanic cabal, the blood rituals, and just the luge, the collection, and it's just a very dark miasmic goo thing that is pulling our planet down. And if that can get cleaned up, and if those people can be taken out, in whatever way they choose, they have the choice to upgrade or remain in the darkness. But if it can be brought to the light, also into our awareness, we need to be, and this is a nice term, red-pilled. But I don't believe anyone can be red-pilled, because you have to choose the red pill. If you've seen The Matrix, Neo had to choose, and you all have to choose. Even if it's right in your face, you're going to have to choose to see what is going on around you. And that's another very positive thing about the QAnon movement. You're lucky you speak English. If you do speak English, you can join many Facebook. You can watch many videos about this and about the plans. Watch and see what really manifests. Okay, it has very high expectations and plans. But again, I think we may just be watching two factions of the cabal warring, whereas the people who are doing the work are very good-hearted people, and they mean well, and I think it's a good thing. One, because of the clearing out. Two, because it's awakening people up to the depth of darkness, deception, and deceit that this planet has. So everyone that doesn't know what that is about, I would suggest strongly to start researching it, but not get hooked into this person is going to save you. And again, I'm not political, so this is not a pro or contra Trump. Okay, so again, with the transhumanism agenda and the Agenda 21, which is to decrease the population, as it says on the Georgia Guidestones, to 500 million, and this virus, technovirus, vaccinations, 5G, I think most of us are becoming aware that the virus is not as deadly as it had been planned to be, which is a great thing. Two, I think they're going to push the vaccinations, but they're waiting to get the collective so that they can just push them over the edge. But I think most people are waking up to the fact that, wow, things are not as they seem. Wow, there must be a one world order. If they can close the planet down like that within a month, the whole planet. I mean, there is some unified force, and it's not just the white hats, believe me. And put 5G all over the place. And I invite all of you, if you can, to look around. I've seen videos where they're disguising these towers. They're making them look like trees. They're putting palm fronds around them, So look, use your awakened eyes and see what has been erected since you've been imprisoned in your homes. Now, on a spiritual level, lots of help. The pathway has been paved, the architecture has been cleared out for us to easily ascend. This is a counterattack against our ascension. This is proof that we are very powerful, and that the one thing they don't want us to do, which would be free us, is to ascend. So we should really work on that. How do you work on that? Disconnect from the third world. I said earlier, everyone agrees that the planet is messed up. Yes, raise of hands. Yes, I think everyone agrees that. So what we have to do is look inside ourselves. Where are we still connected to this messed up planet? All right. As the truth comes out, many spiritual people are realizing that their alliances, their energy has been parasited and diverted into very negative things. I know many people who've worked to save the children, feed the hungry, do all these things, and I think it's becoming apparent that many of these storefront helpful, save the world agendas are really just doing the opposite. Kiki, come back here. Come on, this way. Are doing the opposite of what they've been told. They've been pretending to be. A lot of these Save the Children are child trafficking to these cabal that are now hopefully coming down. A lot of the caring for our planet, I said in earlier videos, the people who are pushing this climate control are members of this cabal. They're coming out to be the people. They came here to Sicily, where I am, a few weeks ago at the Google camp, and there were all movie stars and famous politicians, and people who are now, a lot of them being marked as satanic human trafficking pedophiles. So we've got to stop looking to outside of us, that they're going to heal our planet, that they're going to save us, that they're going to take care of us. And now that we're cut off from spiritual teachers, gurus, anybody, get information like me, but then, I'm just one. I listen to everything I can on like I said, out there on the internet, but also unplug, for God's sakes. 5G's there. And begin to heal yourself. If you have physical imbalances, look at them. Look at the trauma behind them. Look at the dysfunction and ask for help. Pray and ask your guides, ask your family, ask God, ask Divine Infinite Source, your spiritual family, everyone, to help show you the truth and help you to heal yourself. And the biggest job that nobody ever wants to do, and it's difficult, but it's so worth it. It's like, getting a tooth pulled. Nobody wants to do it, but sometimes you just have to, look in there or look at the pain and the sorrow and the grief that everyone has. But it's okay that you have it. Look to it with love. Love yourself, most importantly, and the more you can root out this guilt, this sadness, these addictions, this pain, these demonic forces that have been ruling you and usurping your consciousness, renting space in your mind, the freer you will be. So this is the time for cleansing, detoxing, purging, detox. While you detox inwardly, hopefully the planet is getting a chance before it gets more 5G attacks, but it is. And if you realize your power, when we emerge as spiritually awakened, divine, infinite humans, what a beautiful planet we will create, especially, as I said before, the third D is crumbling, and the 5D earth is here. It is here. I've been working with it, and it is this rainbow energy that is enveloping and circulating and feeding and running through our planet to heal it and to align it with divine infinite source. And you need to let this divine infinite, rainbow current, plasma rainbow, run through you as well, and it will push out all the darkness, all the infections, all the attachments, all the cords to these dark 3D entities and thought forms and mind control. So that's your job, to do that, and ask how to do it. I'm going to put a meditation on in English and Italian to help you, to do this purging and to help anchor yourself onto the new earth more. So, love to you all. Ciao for now.